Hi, and welcome to the Leader's Edge, our weekly live interview show where Georgia Donaldson and I, Emily Chiwa, hi Georgia,
Good
we
morning,
feature,
Emily.
good morning, we feature successful CEOs and professionals who are so kind to share their stories with us. We want to bring you awareness, inspiration, and leadership tips for you to action so that you'll sharpen your competitive advantage and make a positive impact in your organization and community. So remember, if you are watching us live, you can leave a comment for any of our speakers to address. And if you are watching the replay, comment replay so we know that you stopped by. So following up on our focus last week on project management, we decided, George and I, to double down on what it takes to get stuff done.
Get things done.
hmm So many of us, I don't know if this is happening to you too, but we feel like we want more hours in a day. We just don't have enough time. We feel sometimes like we're working nonstop and can't ever seem to get a feel of being on top of it all. There's always
Mm-hmm.
something left to do. Never feeling like, okay, we have it under control. Or
Mm-hmm.
on the other extreme, we're procrastinating a lot. We're just thinking about all the things we have to do and we're not able to quite do them. So I think, Georgia, we feel sometimes, or we take for granted that everybody is naturally good at goal creation and,
That's true.
and getting things done.
Yes.
Yeah. And that is not actually true.
It's not true. It's not true. It doesn't come naturally for a lot of us.
It does not come naturally. And even if it does come naturally, in a sense,
Mm-hmm.
maybe there are some tips here that
Right.
can help you to so that you can understand why some of your goals are not working. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I
Yeah, and
think
you need some structure.
yes, and structure. And
Mm-hmm.
from us as coaches, we when you think of it, coaching is about forward action, it's about forward momentum.
Mm-hmm.
So a major part of our conversation is always centered around goals and
Yes.
how we are going to move from point A to point B. What
Very
steps are we going to take, every time. And of course, another thing about goals is that they should inspire us
yes,
and it's something that we should feel committed to.
for sure.
So, yeah, yeah. So if you're not feeling committed to your goals or inspired by them, maybe that's why
Mm-hmm.
you're not getting them done,
Start
right?
there. Yeah, first base. Yeah. Why are you doing it in the first place? Is it something that you really want, or is it something that somebody's pushing you to do? And
Yeah,
that makes a difference in you achieving those goals.
yeah, yeah.
So we're going to talk about some of that, right, Emily?
We are definitely going to talk about it. So I hope people
Yeah.
are finding this going to be interesting because
Hmm.
I think it's a fascinating topic to think about it because
Yes.
James Clear in Atomic Habits he said
Hmm.
you get what you repeat.
Let's say that again. Repeat it.
Yes, repeat it. You get what you repeat.
Hmm.
So, question for you this morning is what are you repeating
Mm,
and what are you getting? And
yes.
if it is that you're not getting what you want, remember there's always an opportunity to course
Yes.
correct and make a change.
Emily, that got me thinking about the show. We repeat it every week. And what are we getting? We're getting connections. We're getting people saying good things about, the information we're sharing. So that's
hmm
perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Yep.
What you
And
repeat.
discipline is not always easy to get everything connected to ensure that it gets done. So
Certainly
yeah,
not.
we're getting so much out of it in truth. Yeah.
Certainly not. Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
And
And
why are
our
we doing it?
audience
You
as
see,
well.
because we have our bigger why, right? And you see how everything is linking with what we're talking about?
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
Absolutely. Yes. Because the why inspires us to do
Mm-hmm.
more for
Mm-hmm.
our audience. Definitely.
Yes. Because
Definitely.
think of it, it's 7 o'clock on a Monday morning. How many people want to get up before 6 to come on a show to do it live on a Monday
Yes.
morning?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
So our why has to be bigger than just getting up each morning.
Yes. Yes. And I
Good.
mean, and just to come back to the 7 o'clock,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if if we ever said this out loud on our show, but part of that is from this idea of eating the frog. So doing the hard thing first.
Do the hard thing first.
Yeah. So for me, being out here at 7 a.m. in the morning, being live is not the easiest thing. But if I had think of this all week, it would probably stress me out. So
Yeah.
the best thing to do is just get it done Monday morning. First
Yeah.
thing,
Yeah.
out the shoot. We are on the air. We're doing our thing, and you know what? We get to see the comments. We get to respond during the week
Mm-hmm.
from
Mm-hmm.
people from various quarters.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like doing the hard thing first. So that's
Right.
one way of achieving goals, huh? That's one.
That's that's one way. That's
So
one
let's
way.
go into our list, Georgia. I mean, I think the
Mm-hmm.
first thing where people get tripped up, tell me if you agree with this, is that
Yeah.
sometimes we have these long-term ideas. So we have a
Ah.
goal.
Mm-hmm.
Say we want to create a website. You know,
Right.
we have a big idea, a big project, or write a book, like something
Yes.
amazing, right? We want to do
Yeah.
something that we think is important, do a project at work, whatever it is.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I like
And
the website one.
yes, and it's a long-term goal.
Mm-hmm.
So the question is, yeah, thinking of that goal by itself is very daunting. And
Mm-hmm.
feeling like we're making progress to that goal is very daunting
Yes.
unless we break it down into steps.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So creating short term goals in service of the long term goals.
Mm-hmm.
That
Mm-hmm.
is the key to ensuring that we keep the momentum. We build
Yeah.
confidence along the way because we get to tick boxes. I love to tick
Yeah.
boxes.
And we talk to people about not just ticking boxes, but then when you get something done, you tick
Get
it
to
off.
cross it off the list. It's like, yes,
Yeah.
one more
Yeah.
than one.
But
It's,
Emily, let's stay with the website one
mhm.
because think of your long-term goal. You want to build a website, but you're having an event. What about doing a landing page? So start with a landing page. That's like
Start
your
with that.
a website, and
Yeah,
then you continue to build.
yeah, yeah,
Hmm. So that's
yeah,
getting you now small steps, getting you to your longer one.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
And a landing page would be
Hmm.
okay. So copy. What is the message I'm trying to
Yes.
send?
Yeah.
What is the outline? So the first step might be creating that outline. It might be
Hmm.
like there's so many little steps. What is the image
Hmm.
or
Yeah.
images? What are
Right.
the
Break it
images I
down.
want to use? So so break it down into those steps that give us to
Hmm.
build these mini projects that maybe
Hmm.
take an hour. It doesn't take a lot of
Right.
time to do, so that we can find the time to do it. Because of course,
Hmm.
the website might not be our priority in terms of work.
Hmm.
It might
Right.
be a pet project on the side. So
That's
when are
it.
we getting time to do this? You know. So
Yeah.
how are we creating the space and carving it out into
Hmm.
time allocations that allow us to do it? So that's one tip, right?
Right.
Term versus long term.
Okay, great.
Yeah. Another one that trips us up all the time, and we see this in coaching all the time, is approach versus avoidance goals.
Oh.
So avoidance goals, guess what? I don't
Mm.
want to do this ever again.
Yes, yes,
I
yes.
don't
So
want
you run
anything
away
to
from
do with.
it.
Yes, yes.
Right.
I'll do anything to avoid X, whatever X is. You put it there.
Mhm.
So interesting about that is that a lot of people, and I used to be in this place a lot where I knew what I didn't
Mhm.
want. It's so easy to know what we
It's
don't
so
want,
easy to know
right?
what you don't want.
Yeah, I don't
Yes.
want this kind of environment. I don't want this kind of person. I don't want this kind of thing.
Yeah.
I don't want, you could define it, but
Right.
ask me what I want.
Yeah.
I
Can you
don't have
articulate that?
don't have a clue.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So if you find yourself in this avoidance space,
Mm-hmm.
um, it's really difficult to get
Right.
what you want because what you want ends up being this big amorphous thing,
Mm-hmm.
meaning
Mm-hmm.
undefined, right? So that
Yes.
means you'll
Yes.
get anything. You
But
can
so
just
how do you flip what you don't want?
exactly.
So write it down. Write down what you don't want, and then on the other side, how does it look
Yeah,
when you get what you want?
exactly. So
Yeah.
reframing. So trying
Mm-hmm.
to reframe, trying to ask yourself some pointed questions, or
Mm-hmm.
again, as we talked, and I mean, I think the why is going to come out here in
Mm-hmm.
many points. Is like, so why don't you want
Mm-hmm.
X? So I think when I was reading up on some of these or revising them recently, there was an example about smoking.
Okay.
So I think it was a masterclass, something I was watching, and they said, I had this I had this hard time about wanting to quit smoking or not wanting to smoke, right?
Uh-huh. Right.
But
So that's the thing
until
that you don't want.
you
You
don't
don't want
want,
to smoke.
but
Mm-hmm.
I think until I thought of it as wanting to be healthy or
Healthier.
around
Yes.
long term for my children or my grandchildren to see them in life until I
Yeah.
made it like something I
Mm-hmm.
really wanted to be there.
Yes.
was that was only then that that switch turned on in the brain that
And
allowed
then you
them
can
to
start building the
easily,
actions
yeah,
towards it. Yeah.
yeah,
You know, it
easily.
reminds me, it reminds me
Mhm,
of a client I was speaking with who she
mhm,
does not want to stay frustrated. She does not want the job that she has. Okay? So
mhm.
let's flip that now. You want to feel joy in your life. You want a job that fulfills you. Okay? How are you going to take the steps now to that? Frame it. Just flip it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And it's amazing that when we just flip it into something we do want,
Mm-hmm.
it really just turns on another side of our brain
Yes. A
that
switch
allows
goes
us to
on.
now see possibility. Because
Mm-hmm.
interestingly, when we say we don't want X, our brain still focuses on X,
Yes.
right? So
Yes.
all we see are all the frustrating,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
stressful things and
Yeah.
environments, whatnot,
And
and
it
we
pulls
don't
us in that
see the
spiral.
yeah, we don't see the possibility. So reframing from
Yes.
and to approach goals
Mm-hmm.
versus avoidance goals, really,
Mm-hmm.
really important.
Yeah. And Emily, no, I think it's important for us to tell our listeners and those who are watching now and those who will catch us on the replay that we're not saying that this is easy. We're not saying that you're going to wake up tomorrow morning and you're able to do it. But with intention behind it, with an accountability partner and someone to help you along, you will get it done.
Yes,
So, not for 1 minute are we saying that you're going to flip a switch and you're going to be able to meet all those goals, but it takes intention.
absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely. And framing your goals and creating goals that help you to get you there, really
Right.
important,
Yes.
really important.
Yes.
Right. The other thing which is linked, which is kind of similar to approach versus avoid, is specific
Mm-hmm.
versus non-specific. So we
Ah,
create
okay.
these vague goals with no real timelines.
Uh-huh.
Like I wanna exercise more,
Mm-hmm.
or
I want to
I
lose
wanna
weight.
like in work, I wanna
That's
network
broad.
more.
I
That's
want to
all.
lose weight.
I wanna
Okay,
lose
what
weight.
does that mean? How many pounds you want to lose? In what time frame do you want to lose it? Yeah.
Exactly,
Why?
exactly.
Really? Where do you want to lose it?
Yeah, all of those,
Is it the
all of
midsection?
those,
Yeah.
all of those good things.
Mm-hmm.
So if the goals aren't specific, similarly to what we were just saying, is
Mm-hmm.
you just won't be clear on getting it. And I think sometimes, I mean, I'm guilty of this sometimes, like maybe I wanna uh do like as we said, I don't know. Um okay, we said write a book. So maybe I wanna write
Yes.
a book, or maybe I wanna create something. Like even when I
Okay.
was creating this with you, we decided
Yes.
to call it an experiment. Um,
Yes.
because I didn't know, I didn't really have a goal, like a
Right.
set goal to say
Yes.
we're going to do X number of seasons
Mm.
and it's going to be this number long, and so I'm guilty of this all the time.
Of
And
course.
one of the reasons that we're guilty for doing this,
Mm-hmm.
and I know I fall into this category sometimes, is we fear failure.
That's so
So
true.
if
That's so
we
true.
don't if we don't set it up to the extent of
Yeah.
you know all the specific
Mm-hmm. And cover all
specificity
the
is there,
bases.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
we are less likely to fail. And it can work in our favor because it allows
Mm-hmm.
us to take the chance and do
Right. You want to give
and,
yourself a pass.
and give yourself a pass, but
Mhm.
also and maybe even adjust the goal as you go along.
Right.
So
Yes.
it doesn't allow us to have some positive momentum, but
Mm-hmm.
it may not allow us to achieve the most that we can from it
That's true. That
because
is
we
true.
didn't really define it and we didn't
Mm-hmm.
really explore what is really the
Yeah.
extent of it that we can get
Yes.
to. Yeah.
Yeah.
So we might get it, what I would call we might get some results, but it might be not optimal.
Subpar. Yes. Yeah. So
Yeah.
when we become more specific about it, then we
Yeah.
target exactly what we want.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right,
And so
Emily. So
if we
you're
fall into
speaking to
that,
me. So you heard me talking about my goal of losing the weight in the midsection. All
yeah.
right. We're being honest with our audience. When you get to a certain stage in life and those pounds start packing on, so I should not be nebulous about my goal. I should say how
Mm,
many pounds I want to lose, where exactly I want to lose it, and how am I going to do it.
yeah. And start doing research, right?
Okay.
Around that specific targeted area and what you might
Right.
need to do and learn um that is causing. Yeah, for sure. For
Okay.
sure.
So
Because
I've
if we
gone
don't, yeah,
public. I've gone public now, so
you've
there's no
gone
turning
public.
back.
All right.
No turning back.
Accountability.
You're my accountability partner.
No problem.
Oh my
I'm here for
God.
you.
Right.
Anything you
So
need.
that's specific. And then what's the other one you're talking about, Emily?
Yeah, yeah. And before we come away from that,
Mm-hmm.
also think of the so if there is a fear, like if
Yeah.
you fear failure or something else, think of working that out a little bit for yourself.
Okay. Okay.
What is that fear about? Because that fear is underlying and can hold you back.
Yes.
So if you
Yeah.
don't work through that a little bit or acknowledge
Mm-hmm.
it even,
Mm-hmm.
um, you know, you might again continue on with getting these
Mm-hmm.
suboptimal
Mm-hmm.
goals. So you're doing yourself a disservice, really,
Yes.
and
Yes. Yes.
not allowing yourself to really shine the way you can.
Yeah. And
Yeah,
sometimes we don't want to go there. We don't want to identify what's holding us back. But it's an
yeah,
important part of the process.
correct,
It's an
correct,
important part, right?
correct. So as you mentioned, wait, we didn't really have this one on the list, but one of the things
Mm-hmm.
is process versus end state.
Ah,
So,
okay.
right. So an end state, if we define the weight loss as lose
Mm-hmm.
5 pounds, right? In my
Right.
midsection, right?
The end. Uh-huh.
If we did diet, whatever, if we did something over 6 months or a year, whatever, and we
Mm-hmm.
got to there,
Yeah.
the end state goal will end.
Yeah.
So
What
what
happens
happens
after
then?
that?
What happens then?
Yes.
Maybe we might go back to our old ways because we got to the goal. So maybe we might
Right.
start to eat the foods that we shouldn't be, that
Right.
wouldn't contribute to maintaining this goal. So
Right.
was the goal to lose 5 pounds in the
In the
midsection, or was the
first
goal to be
place.
healthy,
Yes.
healthier, or
Right.
to create a different lifestyle, or
Yes.
what is the goal? So
So
again, how
that's what's going to make it sustainable.
that's what is going to make it sustainable. So is it a process goal that we are putting as an end state goal,
Mm-hmm.
and that's why when we get to a point we fall back.
Right.
Yeah,
So, folks, what we're saying, let's put it practically now. It's not just to get into that dress. Yes, that's one midpoint. You want to get into that dress. After you've worn that dress to that event, what happens? You start eating the bread again. So, if it is that you want to be healthier, then
yeah,
it's going to be part of your lifestyle. That's how practically we want to break it down for you.
yeah, yeah. And then your
Excellent.
goal might not be to lose the 5 pounds to wear the dress, but
Right.
to exercise for 10 minutes every day,
Yes.
or to create a different way of eating,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
following a different pattern,
Of
you
course.
know.
Of
Yeah,
course, I still want to get into that dress.
of course. That is so that's one of the sub goals
One of the sub
of
goals.
the
Yes.
longer term goal. Yeah,
Yes.
yeah,
Okay. I'm
yeah,
loving it. I'm loving it. All
yeah.
right. So what's the last one now? Because you realize the time, Emily.
I know. Whenever we do
We're
these
having
things,
too
we
much
think it's
fun.
going to be short.
Yeah.
Well, I
Never.
hope people are enjoying it and finding value.
Mm-hmm.
Performance versus learning. This one is kind of simple and interesting. Again, it connects to the why.
Mm-hmm.
It connects to the why. So, if our goal in doing a particular course is because we are learning,
Right.
again, we will enjoy the process of learning,
Mm-hmm.
and we're doing it for the sake of learning. It's
Right.
very intrinsically motivated. It's
Mm-hmm.
it's it's it fills us, right?
Right.
If it is performance, then we're learning this because our employer needs us to do this,
Mm-hmm.
or it's some external thing. If I do this, I might get a raise, or I mean, which is not a bad thing. I'm not
Of
saying any
course. Of course.
bad,
That's part of
but
it. Yeah, we want
but
that.
but recognize that if we're doing it for an external reason, or
Mm-hmm.
maybe I'll just get kudos from my peers. So I need to get this thing because
Yes.
everybody's gonna think I'm so much better or
Yeah.
whatever. So those things are good to an
Mm-hmm.
extent, but they are external.
They are.
So
Yeah.
we
So it's
can
not
easily,
internally driven.
it's not internally driven, and therefore
Mm-hmm.
when the motivation is external, it tends not to last as long. So
Yes.
when the
Yes.
going gets tough, we might not we
Mm-hmm.
might not
Mm-hmm.
push to the end. We might not get over the hurdles to get there, or they would not be as satisfying. Because when we
That's
get
true.
there, how do we
How do
maintain
you
that?
maintain?
Yeah,
It comes
well,
right back down to
yeah,
that. Yes. And
yeah,
and the buzzword now, every podcast you hear the performative. Are we doing it? Are we being performative in doing it?
yeah,
Or is there really something behind why we're doing it?
yeah, yeah.
What's
So
the
if it's
foundation? Mm-hmm.
exactly, so again, if it's connected to your why, your purpose,
Yes.
then it just holds a lot more meaning for you.
Oh, yeah. How many
And
shows we come right back to that, Emily? You notice?
Every single one.
Yeah,
Almost every single one.
yeah. Why?
Almost every single
Why are
one.
you doing it in the first place? Yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
it makes a world of difference.
yeah. And I think, Georgia, you wanted to mention smarter.
Oh,
So
okay.
talk to us about
We
that.
take it for granted that so many people know about SMART. You know, when you're setting your goals, making sure that you're specific and it's measurable. You know, it's achievable, it's realistic, and it's time bound. So that's the SMART. But have you ever thought of along the way you're doing your evaluation? That's the E. So we're getting smarter now, E and R. So are you evaluating where you are along the way? And once you've met it, we're talking now about reviewing how did the process go for you?
Yeah,
What did it do for you? So that's how you become smarter in setting your goals. So that's the
yeah,
SMARTER. And if you want to drop us a line and we can chat a little more about it, but making sure
absolutely.
it's smarter. So you're evaluating along the way. And once you've met it, you now review and say, how did I do? What did it mean for me?
Yeah,
Yeah. So
absolutely. So
we're
I think
leaving
we
them
have
with
more
that.
than covered. We're more than
Yes.
covered. We've covered a lot, and there's still more that we could talk about
Oh
on
man.
goals and
Oh
goal
yeah, we could
setting.
talk for another
So
15 minutes just on
I
one part of it.
I know, and that's
Mm-hmm.
awesome. So I mean, so I hope people are feeling a little more excited about looking at their goals,
Mm-hmm.
reviewing their goals, seeing where they might be getting tripped up if they were
Right.
feeling any of the things we mentioned at the start,
Mm-hmm.
um, and and prioritization. We didn't mention it in detail, but that's a
Yeah.
very important thing. So another thing from Stephen Covey,
Mm-hmm.
begin with the end in mind. So
Yes.
what is really important versus urgent, and how do we separate that? So that's a whole other conversation we can have. So
Mm-hmm.
people, I mean, there's a lot here, and maybe the reason that you're not getting your stuff done or sticking to them is because of the way you've set your goals, and that's really
Yes.
the message this morning.
Yes.
You get what you repeat. I love that.
Mm-hmm.
So what are
Yes.
we repeating? What are we getting? And what
What
are
are
we
we getting?
repeating?
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think the call to action is tiny habits, right?
Tiny
So you
habits.
think
Mm-hmm.
tiny habits, positively framed,
Mm-hmm.
connected to your why, and those are the goals that will help get you where you
Mm-hmm.
want to go.
Right. And the last thing I want to say, Emily, is that the more frustrated you feel about getting to that goal, is the more you need to review why you're doing it. You should
Mm.
be feeling frustrated about it.
Yeah,
So
because
think about it. The more
frustration is
frustrated you feel in trying to get to that goal, it says stop and review why you're doing it in the first place.
absolutely. I love that. I love that, Jojo,
You
because
know,
frustration is the opposite of energy.
that's
So
it.
what it's sucking
It
all the
saps your
energy out.
energy. It
It's
saps it.
it's
And the
suck
less energy you have, is the harder it's going to be for you to reach that goal. So
absolutely.
check your frustration level.
Yeah, yeah.
Gives you a cue.
And check in with your why.
Yes.
Maybe reconnect with your why, because it may be that you have a strong why, you just forgot about it. So
Yes.
reconnect to that. What is it that I'm really doing this for? Why is it that I'm spending this time? And yeah,
Yes.
that definitely can energize you.
Yeah. And we just go right back to our show. We could feel frustrated every Monday morning to do this, but we're energized. Of course, it's hard some mornings to get up to do it, but we realize what it's doing.
Yes, yes.
So great.
So with
So
that,
we
we're gonna
wrap.
say ciao for now.
Yeah. Ciao for now. I love it. All right. So we talk again next week.
Yes.
Take care, everybody.
Bye
Bye.
now.